Right, our top story this morning. The state is expected to put up a strong argument as to why former President Jacob Zuma should be prosecuted for corruption. Zuma and the French arms company Thales are appearing in the KwaZulu-Natal High Court in Pietermaritzburg, where they're applying for permanent stay of prosecution. The charges relate to the country's multi-billion rand arms deal.
All eyes are expected to be on the Pietermaritzburg High Court when the former president is back in court again. The state, represented by lead counsel Wim Trengove, is expected to argue that Zuma and Thales are to blame for the delays. Both Zuma and Thales asked the court for a permanent stay of prosecution, citing, among others, long delays which prejudiced them. The matter has dragged on for more than 15 years, and the state said it cost between 16 and 32 million rand. The state, in its heads of argument, accuses Zuma of using Stalingrad tactics for using every legal option open to him to avoid criminal charges. The Supreme Court of Appeal has described this tactic as a manner to delay justice in criminal trials by using the civil courts, and is a remedy mostly open to those who can afford it. Zuma's counsel, Advocate Musi Sikakane, in his submission, denied that Zuma is using such a tactic. The state also says Zuma's case is not based on fact, but is full of emotive and insulting accusations of conspiracy theories. Advocate Sikakane submitted that the case against Zuma is politically motivated. He called Zuma's prosecution mob justice and likened it to the persecution of anti-apartheid activists.
As lawyers, as we all do, they gave at the time what makes sense to me or makes sense to another lawyer, but it was based on law. It was not based on a political consideration, a discussion with a minister, a discussion with somebody else who is outside the institutions. When Mr. Downer and Ms. Davis advise, they are lawyers, they are analyzing what's in front of them. What we know now is that Mr. Nguga's decisions were political decisions.
The state says this was unfounded. It said different courts have found it that the prosecution against Zuma remained lawful, even if it's politically motivated. The state will argue that the Supreme Court of Appeal has repeatedly said that an improper purpose didn't render a prosecution unlawful. The state also says Zuma was complicit in the delays between 2009 and 2017. This was because he opposed court applications to review a 2009 decision to withdraw charges against him. The state will also dismiss Thales' application for a permanent stay, saying it didn't prove that the company suffered pre-trial prejudice because of the delays in the trial.
Thales is independent of Mr. Zuma. Mr. Zuma is independent of Thales. And when you consider Ms. Thales, you consider Thales' facts and circumstances, not Mr. Zuma's. When you consider Zuma and not Thales.
Zuma is expected to address supporters outside court after the day's court proceedings. Renee Heine, SABC News, Pietermaritzburg.